Kings of Israel were anointed with oil when they took their office. It was like an inauguration ceremony. The prophets of Israel predicted that one day God would anoint a world leader with his Spirit. Anoint English, Messiah Hebrew, Christ Greek. The message of the prophets of Old Testament was, Christ is coming. The New Testament, all 27 books written after the death of Jesus, first 4 tell an independent account of the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. The New Testament, first 4 books, called the Four Gospels. Gospel is a Greek word for good news, named after the authors Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. 3 were witnesses. Luke knew many of the witnesses. Jesus lived and died in 30 A.D. All 27 New Testament books were written while eyewitnesses were alive. The New Testament, the 4 Gospels, give evidence that Jesus is the Christ, the anointed of God, the one predicted in the Old Testament. It shows how prophecy was fulfilled in the life and death of Jesus. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the 4 Gospels, tell the purpose of Jesus' coming, reveal his perfect life and service, give the true source of his teaching, give evidence that he is the Son of God and deserves our worship, helps us understand why his own nation killed him. The 4 Gospels do not contain everything Jesus did. John 21:25, Jesus did many other things as well. If every one of them were written down, I suppose that even the whole world would not have room for the books that would be written. John 20:30-31, Jesus did many other miraculous signs in the presence of his disciples, which are not recorded in this book, but these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. The New Testament, the 5th book, Acts, written by Luke, tells the story of the first 30 years of Christianity. Books 6 through 26 of the New Testament are letters written by apostles and prophets in the church to various churches and individuals. Instructions in Christian living are found here. New Testament, Book 27, a prophecy that Christ will emerge as Lord of all. The world will change, it will be made new, but Jesus will remain Lord of all. Of the 66 books, 39 were written before the birth of Jesus. The New Testament, all 27 books written after the death of Jesus. Summary: the Old Testament emphasizes the history of one nation, Israel. This nation is emphasized because it was one man from that nation that would one day change the world. The coming of Jesus Christ is the central event in all of human history. How did the writers of the Bible know to record the history of his ancestors? Jesus Christ is more than a historical figure. The evidence presented in the Bible proves that he lives. Will you investigate the claims of the Bible? He lives.